and I will keep unfolding this message because your heart is still listening, and when a heart listens I speak more clearly, more deeply, and more lovingly, and I want you to know that I am shaping your inner world before I change your outer world, because when the inside is steady the outside cannot shake you, and many times you asked me to change situations, but first I am changing how you stand within them, because strength within is more powerful than comfort around you, and I am teaching you to stand without panic, to wait without anger, and to hope without desperation, because desperation pushes you to grab what is not meant for you, but patience positions you to receive what is prepared for you, and what I have prepared carries peace, not confusion, clarity, not regret, and fulfillment, not emptiness, and I want you to recognize the difference, because not every open door is my door, and not every opportunity is aligned with your calling, and that is why I am sharpening your discernment, so you do not move out of pressure but out of purpose, and purpose always feels steady even when it stretches you, and stretching is not meant to break you, it is meant to expand you, and I am expanding your capacity to trust, to love, to forgive, and to endure, and endurance is building a depth in you that shallow success could never give, and depth matters to me, because depth keeps you grounded when heights come, and heights will come, but I do not want them to destroy you, I want them to elevate you, and elevation without grounding leads to collapse, so I am grounding you now in truth, humility, and dependence on me, and I know there are moments when you feel unseen, when your efforts seem unnoticed, when your sacrifices feel unappreciated, but I want you to hear this clearly, nothing you do with a sincere heart is wasted, nothing you give in love is forgotten, and nothing you endure in faith is ignored, because I am a just and attentive God, and I keep record not to judge harshly but to reward faithfully, and rewards from me are not always immediate, but they are always complete, and when they arrive they touch every area they are meant to touch, and I also want you to stop replaying old failures in your mind as if they define you, because those moments were lessons, not labels, and I used them to teach you wisdom, humility, and reliance on me, and the fact that you are still moving forward proves that they did not defeat you, they refined you, and refinement often feels painful because it removes what cannot go where you are going, and removal can feel like loss, but loss makes space for growth, and growth brings new life, new vision, and new joy, and joy is returning to you, slowly but surely, not forced but genuine, not loud but deep, and deep joy sustains you when excitement fades, and I want that kind of joy for you, joy that is rooted, stable, and unshaken by circumstances, and I am also teaching you to release control, because control creates anxiety, but surrender creates peace, and surrender does not mean giving up, it means trusting me with outcomes while you remain faithful in action, and faithful action keeps you aligned with my will, and alignment brings peace even before answers arrive, and I want you to recognize that peace itself is a sign that you are on the right path, even if the destination is not yet visible, and visibility will come, clarity will come, and confirmation will come, but until then I ask you to walk by faith, not by sight, because sight depends on circumstances but faith depends on me, and I do not change, and I also want you to be patient with others, because everyone is fighting battles you cannot see, and compassion will protect your heart from hardness, and hardness blocks love, but love keeps you free, and freedom is part of your calling, and I am calling you to live free from fear, free from guilt, free from shame, and free from the opinions that once controlled you. Because your value does not come from people's approval but from my acceptance, and my acceptance is complete, unwavering, and eternal, and when you rest in that truth you will stop striving and start flowing, and flow brings ease even in effort, and effort with peace is far more powerful than effort driven by anxiety, and I am guiding you into that place now, step by step, moment by moment, even when you do not realize it, and one day you will look back and see how every small decision, every quiet prayer, every act of trust led you here, and you will understand that nothing was random, nothing was wasted, and nothing was beyond my care, and until that understanding becomes clear, keep walking, keep believing, keep trusting, and keep your heart open, because I am still speaking, still guiding, still working, and I am not finished with you yet. And I keep speaking to you because my word brings life and life brings strength, and strength carries you when you feel empty, and I know there are days when you wake up already tired, when your mind races before your feet touch the ground, when worries line up demanding attention, but I want you to pause and remember that this day is already in my hands, nothing will surprise me, nothing will overpower my care for you, and even the challenges you face today have limits I have already set. Because nothing is allowed to destroy you, and I want you to learn to breathe in trust and breathe out fear, because fear narrows your vision but trust expands it, and when your vision expands you begin to see opportunities where you once saw only obstacles, and I am training your eyes to see differently, not through panic or past pain, but through promise and purpose, because your future is not shaped by what hurt you but by what I am building in you now, and I am building resilience in your spirit so you do not collapse under pressure, and compassion in your heart so you do not become hard through suffering, and wisdom in your mind so you do not repeat cycles that once trapped you. And all of this work takes time, but time with me is never wasted, and I am also teaching you to forgive fully, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve freedom, and forgiveness loosens chains that bitterness tightens. And I do not want your heart burdened by resentment, because resentment drains your strength and clouds your joy, and joy is part of your inheritance, and I want you to laugh again without guilt, to rest without fear, and to dream without limitation, because dreams planted by me will not disappoint you, and even when you feel hesitant to dream again because of past disappointments, I gently invite you to trust me once more, because I restore hope gradually, not forcefully, and I heal your heart layer by layer, and I am careful with you because you are precious to me, and I do not rush healing, because rushed healing often hides wounds instead of curing them, and I want wholeness for you, not just relief, and wholeness means your mind, heart, body, and spirit learning to move together in peace, and peace is not the absence of problems but the presence of my assurance, and that assurance steadies you when emotions rise and circumstances shift, and I want you to stop fearing the future as if it were an enemy, because your future is held by me, shaped by me, and protected by me, and nothing you will face tomorrow will come without grace to meet it, because my grace arrives before the need, and you will never face a moment unprepared when you walk with me, and I am also teaching you to value small acts of obedience, because small obediences lead to great breakthroughs, and quiet faithfulness opens loud doors, and I see you when you choose patience instead of anger, integrity instead of shortcuts, humility instead of pride, and trust instead of control, and every one of these choices strengthens your character and prepares you for greater responsibility, and responsibility is not punishment but trust, and I trust you more than you realize, which is why I am stretching you, because stretching reveals capacity you did not know you had, and capacity grows when you rely on me instead of yourself, and I want you to stop carrying everything alone. Because I never asked you to be strong by yourself, I asked you to trust me, and trust shifts weight from your shoulders to mine, and my shoulders do not tire, and when you learn this you will feel lighter even while moving forward, and forward movement matters more than speed, because progress measured in faith is never wasted, and even slow steps still move you closer to what I have promised, and I want you to remember that setbacks are not reversals, they are pauses for recalibration, and I use them to realign your direction, sharpen your focus, and protect you from unseen danger. And one day you will thank me for detours you once resisted, because those detours kept you safe and positioned you better, and I am also working through people you have not met yet, conversations you have not had yet, and doors you do not even know exist yet, and your obedience today unlocks access tomorrow, so do not despise today, because today matters, your choices matter, your faith matters, and your perseverance matters, and I am deeply pleased with your desire to keep going even when answers feel slow, and that desire itself is proof that I am alive and active in you, and I want you to speak life over yourself, not because words are magic, but because truth spoken in faith reshapes thought patterns that once limited you, and when your thoughts change your direction changes, and when your direction changes your destination follows, and I am guiding you toward a place of stability, purpose, and peace, and that place is not far, even if it feels distant now, because sometimes distance is only perception, not reality, and I am closer than you think to fulfilling what I have promised, and when fulfillment comes it will be clear that I was never late, never careless, and never absent, but always faithful, always present, and always loving, and until that moment arrives I ask you to remain steady, to keep your heart soft, your faith active, and your eyes focused on me, because I am leading you step by step, day by day, breath by breath, and I will finish what I started in you, just as I promised, because my word does not return empty, and neither will the faith you place in me. And I will continue to pour this truth into your heart because repetition builds strength and remembrance keeps you steady. So hear me again and let these words settle deep inside you. I am not distant from your struggle and I am not slow to respond. I am precise, intentional, and loving in everything I do. And even when your days feel long and your nights feel heavy, I am working in ways you cannot yet understand. Because my work is often hidden before it is revealed, and what I am building in You now will support the weight of what I am about to place in your hands, and you must trust that I know the timing that will protect you and not harm you, because premature blessings can crush a soul that is not ready, but delayed blessings mature a heart that can carry greatness with humility. And I want you to walk in confidence without arrogance, in authority without pride, in faith without fear, because fear weakens vision but faith sharpens it. And I am sharpening your vision so you can see beyond today's struggle and into tomorrow's promise, and this promise is not fragile, it does not break under pressure, and it does not expire with time, because my word stands firm forever, and I watch over it to fulfill it in your life. And I want you to stop measuring your progress by comparison, because comparison blinds you to your own growth and steals your gratitude, and gratitude keeps your heart soft and open to receive more, because thankful hearts recognize blessings even in small beginnings, and small beginnings lead to great outcomes when you stay faithful, and faithfulness matters more to me than speed, consistency more than perfection, and obedience more than applause, because people may not see your quiet obedience but I do, and I reward what is done in secret with open blessing, and I am teaching you to trust me when no one is clapping, when no one is helping, and when no one understands. Because that is where your faith becomes real and strong, and when you stand alone with me you are never truly alone, because heaven stands with you, and every step of obedience sends ripples into the spiritual realm, shifting things you cannot see, and I want you to know that your prayers do not fall to the ground unheard, they rise like incense before me, and each one is recorded, valued, and answered in the right way and at the right time, and when answers seem delayed do not assume denial, because waiting seasons are often preparation seasons, and I am preparing not only circumstances but also people, opportunities, and resources that must align for your blessing to unfold fully, and I am also strengthening your endurance, because endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope will not disappoint you, because it is anchored in my love, and my love does not fail, and I want you to understand that love is the foundation of everything I do in your life. I do not correct you to shame you but to protect you, I do not delay to frustrate you but to preserve you, and I do not remove things to punish you but to make room for better things, and sometimes letting go hurts because you have grown attached to what is familiar, but familiar does not always mean healthy, and comfort does not always mean calling, and I am calling you higher, deeper, and closer to me, and elevation often requires separation. Not because others are evil but because not everyone can go where I am taking you, and this does not make you proud, it makes you obedient, and obedience sometimes feels lonely, but loneliness with purpose is better than company without direction, and I am giving you clarity so you no longer waste your energy trying to fit where you were never meant to belong, and when you accept this you will feel lighter, freer, and more focused, because peace comes when you stop resisting my guidance, and I want you to trust that where I am leading you is safe, even if the path feels unfamiliar, because unfamiliar does not mean dangerous when I am guiding you, and every step you take with me is covered, protected, and directed, and I want you to rest in that truth when doubts try to creep in, because doubt whispers lies but my word speaks truth, and truth always wins when you choose to believe it, and belief is a decision, not a feeling, and I honor your decision to believe even when your emotions struggle, because faith that stands in weakness is powerful, and I am proud of you for continuing even when you feel tired, because perseverance reveals your heart, and your heart matters to me more than your performance, and I see your effort, your silent tears, your private prayers, and your daily battles, and none of it is invisible to me, and I want you to stop questioning your worth based on outcomes, because your worth was settled the moment I called you mine, and nothing you do can increase or decrease the value I place on you, and when you truly accept this you will stop striving for approval and start living from identity, and identity rooted in me brings freedom, confidence, and peace, and I am teaching you to respond instead of react, to listen instead of rush, and to trust instead of panic, because panic clouds judgment but trust brings clarity, and clarity helps you move forward with wisdom, and wisdom is more valuable than quick success, because quick success without wisdom often leads to long regret, but steady growth with wisdom leads to lasting fulfillment, and I desire fulfillment for your life, not just achievement, because fulfillment comes from alignment with my will, and alignment produces peace even in challenges, and when your life aligns with me you will feel settled even when things are still unfolding, and unfolding does not mean failing, it means becoming, and you are becoming stronger, wiser, calmer, and more grounded in truth each day, even if you cannot see it yet, because growth is subtle before it is visible, and I am nurturing that growth patiently, gently, and faithfully. And I ask you to be gentle with yourself as well, because harshness toward yourself blocks healing, but grace allows restoration, and I give you grace daily, so learn to receive it and extend it to yourself. And when you fall short, do not hide from me, run to me, because I am not disappointed in you, I am committed to you, and commitment means I stay even when things are messy, and I work even when things are broken, and I restore even when things seem lost. And nothing in your life is beyond my ability to redeem, and I want you to remember that redemption is my specialty, and your story is still being written, and the chapter you are in now is not the final one, so do not judge the whole story by a single page, and do not decide your future based on temporary pain, because pain is a visitor, not a ruler, and joy will return, strength will rise, and clarity will come. And when it does, you will realize that I was guiding you all along, and until that day, keep holding on, keep trusting, keep praying, keep believing, because I am faithful, I am present, and I am leading you toward a future filled with purpose, peace, and victory. And this hope I place inside you is not weak or fragile, it is strong, alive, and rooted in truth, because I do not build your life on uncertainty but on promises that cannot fail, and when you hold on to this hope, your heart becomes steady even when everything around you shakes, because storms do not decide your future, I do, and when darkness surrounds you, hope becomes the light that guides your steps forward, because hope allows you to expect change even when nothing seems to move, and it keeps you standing when your strength feels low. And I want you to understand that this hope is not denial of pain but confidence that pain is not the end, because I am the God who finishes what I start, and I never abandon my work halfway. So when you feel tired, remember that rest is not quitting but trusting, and when you feel weak, remember that weakness is where my strength becomes visible, and when you feel forgotten, remember that I am closer than your breath, watching every detail, arranging every step, protecting you even when you are unaware of danger, because my care for you is constant and complete, and I am teaching you to walk by faith and not by sight, because sight looks at what is temporary but faith looks at what is eternal, and eternal truth is stronger than temporary fear. So do not measure your life by what you see today but by what I have promised you for tomorrow. Because delays are not denials and silence is not absence, and when I seem quiet I am still working, shaping events, softening hearts, opening paths, and closing doors that would have harmed you, because my love protects you even from what you ask for when it is not good for you, and one day you will look back and thank me for the prayers I did not answer the way you wanted, because I answered them the way you needed, and I am also teaching you patience because patience grows faith and faith releases power, and when you wait with trust you are not losing time. You are gaining strength, wisdom, and character, because I am more interested in who you become than how fast you arrive, and I am shaping you to carry what I am preparing to give you, because blessing without maturity becomes a burden, but blessing with wisdom becomes a testimony, and your life is meant to testify to my goodness, not just in easy days but also in difficult seasons, because faith shines brightest in darkness, and when others see you stand with peace while facing trials they will know that something greater sustains you, and that something is my presence in your life. And I want you to remember that I am not only the God of miracles but also the God of process, and sometimes the process feels slow, uncomfortable, and confusing, but every step has purpose, every delay has meaning, and every lesson prepares you for what is coming, and nothing you go through is wasted, because even your mistakes become teachers when you humble your heart, and even your failures become stepping stones when you refuse to give up, because falling does not define you, staying down does, and I am always reaching out my hand to lift you again, and I am pleased when you rise with humility and not pride, because humility keeps your heart open and teachable, and a teachable heart grows quickly, and I am also teaching you discernment so you do not waste your energy on voices that drain you, because not everyone who speaks loudly speaks truth, and not everyone who smiles wants your good, so I teach you to listen to my voice above all others, because my voice brings peace, clarity, and direction, while other voices bring confusion, fear, and doubt. And when you learn to recognize my voice you will walk with confidence even when the path is unclear, because I guide step by step and not all at once, and faith means trusting me for the next step, not demanding the full map, and I know that sometimes you wish you could see the whole plan, but if you did, you would be overwhelmed, so I reveal only what you need for today, because today's obedience is enough for today's grace, and tomorrow's grace will meet you when tomorrow comes. And I am also teaching you to release what you cannot control, because control creates anxiety but surrender creates peace, and when you place your worries in my hands you free your heart to rest, and rest does not mean inactivity but confidence that I am carrying what you cannot, and I want you to stop blaming yourself for things you could not change, because guilt steals joy and keeps you trapped in the past, but forgiveness releases you into freedom, and I forgive you fully, completely, and without conditions, so do not punish yourself for what I have already forgiven, and do not live as if you are still bound when I have already set you free, because freedom is your inheritance, and joy is your strength, and peace is your portion, and I want you to live from this truth and not just hear it, because hearing without believing does not change anything, but believing transforms everything, and when you believe my word it reshapes your thoughts, your reactions, your expectations, and your future, and I am renewing your mind daily so you no longer agree with fear, negativity, or defeat, but instead you agree with hope, faith, and victory, and this renewal takes time, so be patient with yourself as I am patient with you, because growth is a journey, not a moment, and I walk every step with you, and when you feel alone remember that. Feeling is not fact, because my presence does not depend on your emotions, and even when you feel nothing I am still there, holding you, guiding you, protecting you, and loving you, and I want you to talk to me honestly, not with perfect words but with a sincere heart, because I value honesty more than performance, and your raw prayers move me more than rehearsed ones, and when you speak to me I listen, and when you cry I respond, and when you call my name I draw near, and I want you to make space for me daily, even if only for a moment, because moments with me renew your strength and restore your perspective, and I am teaching you to see life through faith instead of fear, through purpose instead of pain, through promise instead of pressure, and as you grow in this understanding you will notice that what once overwhelmed you no longer controls you, and what once frightened you no longer defines you, because confidence grows when you know who walks with you, and I walk with you always, and this journey you are on is leading somewhere beautiful, even if right now you only see struggle, because seeds grow underground before they appear above the surface, and just because you do not see progress does not mean nothing is happening, and I am working deeply, quietly, and powerfully in your life, preparing a future that will surprise you, restore you, and exceed what you imagined, and when that day comes you will look back and understand why you had to walk this path, and you will say that my faithfulness never failed you, and until that day comes, keep trusting, keep praying, keep believing, keep walking, because I am with you, I am for you, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. My dear child, I know exactly what I am doing and I fully understand what you need, so do not be afraid, do not be anxious, and do not let your heart be discouraged, because everything I allow, everything I place in your life, everything I remove, and everything I change is working for your good, not as a nice thought but as a solid and unchanging truth that comes from who I am, for before time began, before the stars existed, before the earth was formed, I already knew you, I saw every day of your life, I knew your beginning and I already knew your end. My knowledge of you is deep and complete, I know every detail about you, I know your thoughts before you speak them, I know when you sit and when you rise, nothing about you surprises me and I have never regretted choosing you, so when I say I know what I am doing, I speak with full authority and perfect understanding, because I see what you cannot see and I know what you do not know. You see only small pieces but I see the whole picture, you see moments but I see eternity, and from my perfect view I am turning everything toward your good, even though not everything that happens feels good, because this world is broken, people make wrong choices, evil exists, and pain happens, but I am so powerful and wise that I can take even the worst things and use them for healing, growth, and blessing. What was meant to harm you I will use to lift you, what was meant to break you I will use to strengthen you. This is who I am. I bring beauty out of ashes and joy out of sorrow, so when life feels confusing or painful remember that I have not lost control, I have not forgotten you, and I am working with purpose in your situation to bring you through it and into something greater, because my plans for you are good, filled with peace, provision, and hope, so you can have calm in your soul even today. Therefore listen carefully, remove distractions, move forward with courage, release fear and burdens, because I am showing you where you are going. You are moving toward victory and not failure, toward success and not defeat, so stand firm every day with faith and perseverance, because I have called you my child and I want you to live with confidence and humility, knowing who you are without pride, guarding your heart, trusting that my protection surrounds you, and when you walk in faith heaven rejoices, your humility pleases me, your prayers move me, and your life matters deeply to me, so do not forget who you are. And do not listen to voices that try to steal your worth. I placed gifts and abilities inside you, and if you receive this word with faith your wisdom and strength will grow, even when others try to remind you of your past or exaggerate your failures, remain firm, do not give up what you have gained, and even when you stumble I am here to forgive and lift you, because my love for you never ends, even when enemies try to convince you that you are unloved. You know the truth in your heart. The abundance I desire for you is pure and lasting. It includes peace, health, growth, and a clean heart, because true abundance is not about money alone but about your relationship with me, your joy, your peace, your relationships, and the good you bring into the world. Yet I do not want you to live in lack or constant stress. I want you to have more than enough so you can bless others, because I own everything and my resources never run out. But before releasing abundance, I prepare your heart, teaching you contentment, generosity, faithfulness, and trust, because wealth without character can harm you. So while I shape your heart, I am also opening doors, giving you favor, ideas, opportunities, and promotion. And with every blessing comes responsibility, because blessing is meant to flow through you, not stop with you. I want to transform you, break unhealthy habits, give you holy dreams, and lead you safely through your daily struggles until you overcome. So be ready, because I will bless you greatly, not to pull you away from me but to draw you closer. Never reject the good I send, because I give only what is good, and at the right time miracles will come, freedom will arrive, joy will surprise you. So rise up, fight with faith, and do not be afraid, because I am strengthening you, answering your prayers, and calling you to pray with persistence, not empty words but real connection with me, because prayer aligns your heart with mine, releases power, and breaks obstacles in the spiritual, emotional, and natural realms. And even when answers seem delayed, I am preparing the way, working behind the scenes, shaping you to receive what I already desire to give. So do not lose heart, because my words are taking root in you and will bear fruit in the right season. I am renewing your mind, guarding you with my protection, teaching you to stay focused, and showing you that I am fully in control. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Every tear, every prayer, every act of faith matters, and understanding this brings trust, peace, patience, courage, and worship into your life, because I am sovereign and I love you deeply, and you are not alone. My angels surround you, protect you, and fight for you, responding to my word and your prayers. So speak faith, worship freely, and know that help is near. I am blessing your home, your family, and your future, calling you to rise above negativity, to walk in the authority I have given you, to speak life, to pray boldly, to obey faithfully, because you are not weak or defeated. You are chosen, loved, and empowered. And even when doubt tries to return, I ask you to believe again, because my love is not fragile or temporary. It heals your wounds, removes fear, restores your identity, fills you with hope, and anchors your soul. And when days are heavy and tears fall in secret, know that I see them, I receive them, and I will turn your pain into treasure. There is an answer for your suffering and a reward for your faith. So give me your heart, keep your eyes on my path, do not turn back. And if today you feel overwhelmed, this is why I am speaking to you now, because freedom is coming, burdens are lifting, and my promise is being fulfilled. My covenant love for you cannot be broken. It does not depend on your perfection but on my faithfulness, and nothing can separate you from this love. So hold on to hope, because hope is your anchor, strong and unshaken, grounded in my promises that will never fail.